If you can do the things we're going to talk about in this video, you will become a better Warzone player. You'll get more kills and more wins, and it's pretty much guaranteed. The first thing we need to do is ask ourselves some tough questions. Do we always need more armor plates? Do we always need more ammo? Are we getting downed more often than our teammates? If you answered yes to any of these questions, it's probably because you're making at least one of these 4 Warzone gameplay mistakes. 1, you're not using cover in gunfights. 2, you're not staying mobile. 3, you're engaging enemies you have a very low chance of actually killing. And 4, you're just not hitting your shots. Most Warzone players have had these challenges at one point or another in their Warzone career. Fortunately, there are solutions to each one of these challenges. If you're not using cover in gunfights, there's a few things you need to remember when you're playing Warzone. The only time you should engage an enemy without having good cover is when these 2 things occur. 1, you completely have the drop on them and you can kill them very quickly. 2, you are 100% certain their teammates are not around. Also, you need to make sure there is no third party that could kill you while you're fighting. There is nothing worse than getting into a gunfight, winning it, and then getting shot in the back from a third party. So if you're not 100% sure that you can kill them before they kill you, and you don't 100% know that it's just you and them, do not engage an enemy without being in or near cover. So while it's really important to always try to use cover in gunfights to give yourself the best chance of winning those gunfights, it's also really important to stay as mobile as possible at all times in Warzone. This makes you a lot harder to kill than if you're just standing there, crouching, or laying prone somewhere in a corner. So if this is a challenge that you're facing in Warzone, make sure that you're staying mobile. When you're stationary and visible, you're an easy kill for a sniper. When you're stationary and not ghosted, you are very easy for enemies to hunt down and kill even when you're roasting marshmallows in the upstairs bathroom of an apartment complex. Best practice in Warzone is to never be stationary unless you're pinned down by the enemy and you're waiting for your teammates to provide cover so you can get the hell out of there. Even when you're in a gunfight, make sure you're strafing left and right as you fire so that it's harder for your enemy to hit you at the same time as you're trying to hit them. The bottom line is when you're moving, you're harder to kill. If you're always running out of ammo, chances are it's because that you're engaging enemies that you have a very low chance of killing. So a good rule of thumb in Warzone is never to engage an enemy unless you know you have a good chance of actually killing them. A big part of this is understanding how good you are with your gun and how well you can control its recoil at range. Whatever range you're going to be engaging enemies at, that's what range you need to be comfortable with using your gun at. So don't shoot at an enemy that is so far away that you can't land your shots and take them down. Unless they're running out in the open, they'll probably be able to get to cover and replate. Remember, the TTK is higher now for most guns in Warzone, so you can't just destroy somebody with 3 shots from your DMR. When you shoot at an enemy that you can't kill, all you've done is given away your location to them and their team and every other team in the area. If you're not sure you can take them out, make sure you reposition until you're sure, or just forget about them and move on. The next thing you need to do is don't engage targets who are behind good cover if you're not. Pin them down until your teammates can flank and take them out, or reposition until you've got a good shot. Also remember, if you're holding them out, which means you're inside the zone and they're outside coming in, and you're trying to hold them out from getting into the zone, they'll have to leave cover when the gas comes. This is just one more reason that positioning is so important in Warzone. And then there's the most common of these mistakes, which is you're just not hitting your shots. You can do everything right in a gunfight, but if you can't hit your shots, you're going to lose that battle. So drop a like if this scenario sounds familiar to you. You've got the enemy dead to rights because you saw them first. They don't have cover, but you do. Their teammates are nowhere to be found, but you still lose the gunfight. It's one of the most frustrating experiences in Warzone. And it's basically happened to all of us at some point or another. The best way to make sure that never happens to you again is to pick a gun that suits your playstyle and skill level, and just focus on mastering it, which basically means learning how to control its recoil, so that when you shoot an enemy at any practical range, you can land the vast majority of your shots and take them down. At the end of the day, in Warzone, the name of the game is winning gunfights. Please leave a comment for all of us to read if you want to share any tips that you've developed over the course of your Warzone career. And please check out this video for tips on how to improve your aim in Warzone. And remember, Warzone is hard, but so are we.